Hey guys, welcome to my first podcast or series that I'm starting on this channel. I'm so thankful that my mom was able to come on and be my first guest for this new series. In this episode, we discuss how I got into cheer. My mom gives some tips on how to survive being a cheer mom. And we also discuss our favorite cheerleading memories. So I hope you guys enjoy Arlo, and I'll see you guys at the end. Okay, hello everyone, and hello to our first guest, the myth, the legend, my mom, Lori Preston.
Hi,
Say
honey.
hello to everyone.
Hello.
Well, how are you doing, Mom? How are you feeling about this interview? Being the first person ever I've interviewed.
I'm feeling good. It was like a day of reflection. So it's
You've sent me
good.
cat TikToks all day.
No, I also sent you some cheer TikTok. I can't believe Twinkle's Chasing Perfection is still like a thing on TikTok. And like it's a whole new like generation of people following Twinkle's Chasing Perfection.
Generation seeing me cry.
Yeah, yep. Seeing you cry, seeing the cheer drama, the mom drama. And like the great season you guys had that year.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
I'm glad you were on TikTok and sending those all to
I
me
was.
my
Yeah,
day.
yeah. Oh, and cats of TikTok too.
Yeah,
Or-
you did send me plants that cats are able to eat.
Yeah, fascinating.
Oh, it was very fascinating. Well, again, thank you so much for coming on. I'm glad your day has been going well. Mine has been uneventful. All right. So we'll
Good.
get into how this is gonna work. I'm just gonna ask you questions and you're gonna answer them. It's like we're
All
on
right.
FaceTime, Mom. Take a deep breath in and out. That was a big breath. You can
I'm
get
ready.
a glass of wine if you want. The main goal of this is just to get a brief of how I got into cheerleading, and who is best than to ask my mom, because she's the one who got me into cheerleading. So I guess my first question is, when did you first learn about competitive cheerleading?
Well, competitive cheerleading in general was my high school. My high school had like one of the best competitive high school cheer teams in the country. They're actually on the Today Show with Willard Scott. No one's going to remember Willard Scott from your generation, but he was like the weatherman. Came and interviewed our cheerleading team after they won Worlds, not USASF Worlds, but USCA Worlds in Chicago back in
That's where I am.
1986. Yeah, that's where you are.
Mhm.
So I was very well aware of the cheer world and the competitive cheer world. Very different, similar to like high school cheer today, but was not aware of any all-star
Because you
cheer.
were a skater.
I was a
That's
skater.
skate girl.
I was a skater girl. Yeah. No, but I always admired the camaraderie of like the cheer team at my high school and how dedicated and driven and just how athletic all those girls were. I mean, they weren't throwing fools, but back in the day in like saddle shoes, I'm really dating myself. Yeah, they were throwing like handspring tucks in saddle shoes on hardwood floors.
Right.
So, they were great tumblers, they were great gymnasts.
What are saddle shoes?
Saddle shoes, they're those like white and black shoes that you've seen like in movies like Grease.
Oh, oh, oh,
Yeah, yeah. So they were
oh.
tumbling in those bad boys back in the day. And then as it progressed, they started transitioning over sneakers, but originally they were in saddle shoes, throwing like round the back handspring tucks
And
on.
now look at us now. Whoa.
Yeah.
Now look at the shoes.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The
Infinity?
infinities.
Infinity.
Yeah.
I don't know if this goes for anyone else, but I had one specific pair that I would only wear.
Oh my gosh, yeah. What were they?
I still have
Evolutions.
them. Evolution.
Yeah, I do. We do. We still have them. They were the evolutions. No matter what came out, you
Yeah, I
just
would
had.
always get those. Those are the best because
Yeah,
they had like good grips and stuff. And
yeah. You like those? I think they were the evolutions, Infinity Evolutions. Plug for an Infinity Evolution. I don't even know if they make them anymore. But yeah, so that's how I knew about like there was such a thing as competitive cheer.
And then how
Uh,
did you first get us started into cheer?
it was well, you were first, so you turned 4, and our neighbor Taylor was getting for her birthday cheer, I guess you could call it lessons or the ability to join the cheer team at Desert Storm Elite in Scottsdale. And she asked if you wanted to go because you guys, your birthdays were like a day apart. I can't remember if you were the first and she was the second, or she was the 31st and you were the first, but you were kind of like a day apart either way.
Hmm.
And yeah, we went there. Taylor didn't stick it out as long as you did. You stayed to the very end until we moved,
I
but
kept cheering till I was 17.
yes, it was quite a run. I mean, I really think having that great first experience though with like Eric and Coach Kathy at Desert Storm Elite, which I think now was taken over by either Cheer Athletics. I think Cheer Athletics took over that gym, or maybe Top
Desert
Down.
Storm.
Yeah, no more Desert Storm.
Oh, I like we were still friends when I was cheering. We were still friends with Eric and Kathy, and also I met up with Austin Zimmerman and Rami.
Rami,
Rami.
yeah.
And I became friends with them because I was still in contact with that gym.
Yeah, like when we would go back out to Arizona, we'd always try and stop over, even if you couldn't tumble there, just to say hi. Um, and like we always met up with them at Dallas and at Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
So they were great. I
They're like my
kind of
number
like,
one supporter,
yeah,
like where I first started.
yeah, they were great. I mean, they had an amazing program there. I don't know if I mean Eric was cheering on open teams into his I'm gonna say like 30s or 40s. Like he was an incredible like cheerleader, athlete, coach, advocate for the sport. He was amazing. And so was Kathy. Kathy, I just can't say enough about her. Like what a great first exposure to All Star. Like it could have gone disastrously wrong. You know, you could have gotten into a gym where you know the coaches weren't as good or the environment wasn't as like positive, but you know it really was an amazing, from the cheerleaders to the coaching staff to the parents. It was awesome. I know you don't remember, you were 4, but I
So
do.
moving on to the next question. So that's how it all began in
How it all
Arizona.
began.
Who would have thought?
Not me. I had you in ballet. I
You
thought
did
you were
me
going to
in
be.
ballet. Well, we won't get it too much into this, but then once I finished up with All-Star, I went into rec for a little bit and then back to All-Star, but we won't go
Yeah.
down that rabbit hole. Um,
Yeah.
so, you've been a cheer mom. I mean, people
Mhm.
argue that you were the cheer mom.
No, I think that was as a result of the Twinkles chasing perfection and
You
my
were
one.
you were always the cheer mom for Twinkles.
Yes, yes, I enjoyed
You and
being.
Chrissy were a good duo.
Yes, I did love Chrissy. Chrissy was an amazing coach. Like
She still is coaching.
she is still coaching. Yes, I shouldn't say was, but is. I mean, for you, she was
Yes,
an amazing,
yeah.
like because like she knew enough to push to get the most out of her athletes, and she didn't settle for you guys being like anything less than you were capable of. You know, she was always like pushing the envelope for Twinkles, and you know, you have to appreciate that. She was tough. I mean, she was a tough coach, but like I think you learned a learned a lot and developed a strong like work ethic as a result of going through the Chrissy. You had it for 3 years, right? You survived 3 years of Chrissy. That's saying
Yeah.
a lot.
Like I was saying, you were the cheer mom, a
Mm.
cheer mom for Twinkles, or we'll switch it. You were a cheer mom and the
Yes.
cheer mom for Twinkles. There we go. But say if someone might be getting their daughter or son into cheerleading, do you have any advice for that parent? Things that you would have done differently as a cheer mom?
I mean, I think I would have tried to focus more on like the Debbie Love mentality of ensuring that the athletes are like balanced in terms of their muscle development. Um, I think that that's so important. Just starting kids out and training them like athletes. And what I mean by that is, not just throwing a skill, but perfecting a skill, from the ground up. Like Debbie Love was a big one for, blocking and back. What was she big on? It was the blocking and the round off, right? She said round off is the key to so many skills. And I just think like taking it slow is important.
Especially in youth five and when you're younger, there's a big push for younger athletes to get that full so they can go up to
Mhm.
like a junior team. That their technique, no offense to that person, not the best, and they get hurt usually when they get older because they build up bad
Right.
habits. So I do think the Debbie Love technique, whatever you want to call it, like emphasizing like it takes time to build up to that.
And I think it's just natural for cheerleaders and parents to just want to
And
keep
coaches
and
sometimes.
yeah, and coaches sometimes. But I do think a lot of times the cheerleaders and the mom, maybe I don't know which one is pushing who's pushing who, but I do think there's that like drive to get skills quickly, to move up and move up and move up. And they, people equate like moving up with better. Like you're a good example of, what it means to like have that extra year staying on Twinkles. A lot of people moved up when they were actually younger than you, your last year on Twinkles, and moved to Starlights. And you stayed back um because you didn't have the double. You were working on a double. You were, throwing a solid full, and I don't know if you had a specialty to full, but
I
you did.
forget. But I built a lot of skills the third
You
year.
built,
Like I feel
yeah,
yeah.
you gained a lot of confidence. You gained a lot of like I think performance,
Leadership too.
leadership, and I think your tumbling just grew exponentially because you had that gift of that was the year, if you don't where Cheer Extreme stayed in the youth level 5, and Twinkles went into the restricted 5 that third
Yeah.
year, and you guys were limited to fulls.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think no Arabians because that was considered punch fronts through the
Yeah,
full.
there's a bunch of rule changes, but
Yeah,
I do agree. I think once you skip skills or like you don't emphasize enough on like a round off, it bleeds into your other skills. I knew some girls who could do incredible whips, but they never were able to figure out like an Arabian because they didn't get the punch front. Like a punch
mhm,
front, a skill that supposedly you're supposed to get before you start an Arabian. Girls would be skipping over those simple things. Just little things like that.
I don't want to throw any, twinkles or stars under the bus, but remember all the girls that like couldn't do backhand or couldn't do back
Back
walkover?
walkovers, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
I mean,
common theme. That wasn't just at World Cup. I've seen plenty of people from different gyms not being able to do back walkovers.
but you think if you start, from the if you start from tinies all the way up, there is a progression
Yeah,
of
exactly. And I
skill
think
perfect.
yeah, so I think that's good advice for parents to just make sure. Yes, there is a point where you do need to push your child to like throw that skill if you see it, it looks beautiful and they're just need that extra push, but also if you see that they're just what we would refer chucking a skill or just throwing their body in there, maybe you might need to ask for some drills and practice that way and build up to that skill instead of just
Yeah.
because you want that skill right away. Trust
I
me,
think
once you figure it out, the technique and all that stuff, it will come. I had a mental block for oh my 3 years.
a year.
I had a mental block for a long time on a full
Yeah.
for years. I don't even know, a very long time. And then something clicked in me after I just like practice the full on the tumble track over and over and over. Like something just happens. It
Yeah.
comes at different times for everyone. You just need to be patient and not.
Yeah, I think, it's hard though. There is that pressure to, have a skill for a team. I think it's a little better now. Believe I have my thoughts on all of the divisions and stuff,
I
but
don't know all of them anymore.
neither do I. But I do think that there is like a lot of admiration for like all divisions now. It's not just
That's
like
true.
the
Yeah. The level
you know
5,
what I mean?
like
Yeah,
the
it's not
founding of
just
everything.
yeah,
Or
which I guess now
level
level
6
6.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, level 6 now. That people are like looking at,
Different strength. You can go into stunts and still.
yeah, and be, a great jumper, a great flyer, and have great flexibility, great body control, but maybe like you just can't throw the full like that division now has been elevated and it's respected. Which I think is a good thing because not everyone, for whatever reason, is capable of like throwing elite tumbling. And I think having now these divisions that are on the same level at the world's,
Helps ease that
stage.
pressure, I guess.
Yeah, I think it takes the pressure off.
Yeah.
Yeah. One other thing that I do think parents should be very mindful of, and it's hard sometimes, but I would always say, like, let the coaches coach. It's hard. If you think your daughter or son should be like center, the coaches ultimately have a reason. You might not understand it at the time, but that there's a reason. And coaches have a hard enough job. Having that mindset of let the coaches coach is a healthy way to approach it.
Yeah. And I mean, to combat that too, you also do have to realize I mean, I've seen some situations where things need to be addressed, but there's a way to go about it.
Right.
You know when you're being disrespected or something's actually an issue, but there's a way to approach it and talk about it without.
Exactly.
We'll just
Yeah.
go with the dance mom, like a dance mom kind of style, or
Right. Right. You don't
there's a way
want.
to approach it. Anyways, I think that's two great pieces of advice, Mom. Good job. All right, now we're gonna move into what's the best part about being a cheer mom. So that's one, and then what is the worst thing about being a cheer mom?
I guess for me, the best part of being a cheer mom was just having, you know, basically, I don't want to say limitless time with you and your sister, but, you know, I
Huh.
felt like that sometimes. Just the
Well,
amount of
the
time,
hours in the car and
the
stuff.
hours in the car, the flashcards, studying,
Not the flashcards. Oh my God.
flashcards.
Not the Quizlets. I remember SAT studying in the car.
I see. I don't remember SAT as much as I do the younger
Oh,
years.
yeah, that's true because Julia was quizzing me.
Julie, yeah. I
Thanks,
remember like the
Julia.
younger years of just being in the car, the Wawa stops, dinner in the car, which is not the healthiest thing to do, but
I mean, I love Wawa. You,
yeah,
it was great. I was living life to the fullest.
living living life on
Whenever you
unhealthy.
stopped at Wawa, I was like, it's a good night.
Yeah, which was
That was
pretty
it.
much every. There were some years where you and your sister were like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Saturday, Sunday. I think that was your first year on Twinkles. Oh my God.
The pizza
Um,
place. We
but
would always.
yeah, I would say, just that time, the time just, taking you and your sister anywhere I could find an open gym on the weekend when I couldn't drive all the way up to World Cup. To get you guys just some mat time, like tumbling for the most part. Um, and just getting into that routine of muscle memory of like just doing over and over whatever skills you were working on, and then hopefully trying to advance some, but yeah, and then all the travel, there's a lot of travel when you're on like a youth 5 team, and even the Milky Ways traveled a lot when you weren't traveling
Didn't they
sometimes.
go to NCA Milky Ways?
No, Milky Ways went to UCA with Coach Ty. He took them the one year. I think that was their first year. Um, they did not. They did very well though. They're a cute little team.
Yes, nobody puts baby in the corner.
I think that was Julia's first year on Milky Ways, if I'm not
That was
mistaken.
Bridget's. Did Bridget do that?
No, it wasn't Bridget. It was Nobody Puts Baby in the Corner was Sorrentos. Sophia Sorrentos, I think.
Oh.
She did that little, she was a sassy little one. She was cute.
She did.
Yeah, she was cute. Her sister, she had two sisters. One was a shooting star, Carly. She was like awesome. She was on Stars. I think she was on Stars your first year on Twinkles, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was awesome. But I digress.
The worst part about being a cheer mom.
It's what I was experiencing this afternoon, all the trauma from the I mean,
The trauma.
yes, just like rewatching like some of, the cheer.
Oh, the TikToks. Oh, we're going
back. The cheer, the cheer mom drama. I mean, I would say that accounted for like 3%. There really wasn't that much, but when it happened, it was intense. Like most of the moms got along so well. It was usually around competition season, or the other was like tryouts when they just like honestly, when you take a step back, like every mom wants their child to be in the best possible position, on whatever team they're like hoping to be on. They think their child is the best, and they should think their child is the best. But it does sometimes cause some hurt feelings, some broken friendships. And
do you remember the Twinkles debacle?
I do. I was watching that today. That's what I said. I was a little traumatized after watching it, because you kind of forget, because it happens, you compartmentalize it, and then you
I just
kind of
love
move on.
how in the documentary they kind of just were like, yeah, she just left. I'm like, oh, there was so much more to that.
Yeah. There was so much more than I wasn't even aware of, which is so comical. Like after the fact, hearing like some of the stuff that was going on. But I would say that that is kind of the worst part of being a cheer mom, is just what flows out of parents just being passionate. That's a good way to say it. Because I don't think, if you took those same parents and put them in a different position or situation, I don't think they'd behave the same way. I think it's just cheer.
Environment.
It is
out the worst in you.
It takes you to another level. I mean, there's a lot involved, right? You're putting like, I don't even know how many hours a week, a month, a year,
and a lot of money.
A lot of money, a lot of family events that are sacrificed. Your
Vacations.
kids.
I never had a spring break before in my life.
Oh my God, that's right.
This is my first one.
Where are you going?
I'm staying in here for St. Patty's Day. I'm
Are you
watching
really?
or the lake be dyed green.
Oh, they turn the light. Yeah.
And so I bought tickets for a bar crawl.
You should take Kira.
You could take Kira.
You should have Kira come. That would be fun.
Yes, so that will be my first spring break. I was thinking about maybe going somewhere, but then I was like, nah, I'll just stay.
Yes, we're gonna come out and spend Easter with you. We're all flying to Chicago.
Party in Chicago.
Party in Chicago.
Okay, what was your favorite cheer memory?
My favorite cheer memory.
We'll just stick it to, no, actually anything. It could be from Rec, it could be from World Cup, Hamilton.
Gosh, that's so hard. There's so many. I think that's why it's so hard. There were so many great memories. I mean, this wasn't a win, so this might sound weird. I do remember how close your team got after like a pretty rough start of the 2012-2013 like season. And like to see you guys kind of evolve and become like your routine changed, your music changed. You came out. I don't think anyone was really expecting much from you guys, and to see the crowd, because just like a little background, like Stars have kind of, they won three in a row. They had a three-peat in, what was it, 7, 8, and 9. And then, is that right? 7, 8, and 9. And then 10, 11, and 12, they did not win. Is that correct?
10, 11, 12. Yeah. Yep.
Did they win any of those years?
Nope.
Okay.
They medaled all the way up. We medaled every year except for 2016. It was the first year they came in fourth.
So I think just like watching the crowd, 'cause, like a cheer at that level, like at the all girl level 5 at the time, being in the milk house and
And people were
watching.
allowed to actually be in there and they didn't have to pay. You remember that? They
Oh
didn't
yeah,
have to pay. Like
it
day
was.
17 was so lame.
Oh, I mean,
Do you remember that? Like because they were charging people.
yes.
And then like 2013, people could line the sides. Not they couldn't line the floor they did in years past, but
I think,
it's packed.
and it's not a memory from you or your sister, but I think on day 2 when Kelsey Rule landed
Yeah,
her
that was
pass.
I was standing right there.
You
I
were
was
right
like
there.
huddled over. I was like, oh, yeah, yeah, girl.
Yeah, and then there was a part in your music where I think it was a stunt sequence where it was like Aerosmith, "Don't Want to Close My Eyes," don't
He
want to,
actually
because
went
I
like
just,
this. You know that?
yeah,
Yeah, Elaine made us go like this, but I
yeah,
don't think anyone noticed. We literally flipped like this. Why?
and then it,
Because it's Elaine. I love her.
'cause it was yes, I mean, well, those were the moments though, and like the whole crowd.
And that's what stars, they create little moments, which is fun.
Yeah, stars are just, so that's what I'm saying. There's so many, but like for me, like that moment of how could you, we've never, we never left. Is that what it was? Something like
Yeah,
that?
something like that.
How could you miss us? We never left. Like, and just to hear the crowd from Kelsey Rule and just the excitement, like day 1, I think there were some like issues day 1, but like
Well,
day
Chelsea
2,
did fall those day one.
yeah.
It was
I don't know
unfortunate.
what she fell on. I don't know if she fell on.
It was her wit. It doesn't matter, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but it didn't, like none of that even mattered, because like day 2, like none of the scores, it was just like a ranking, carries over for worlds, that. Because I was so worried that, like, were people, did they still love stars? I guess was my thing,
Mm.
because there was, I don't know who it was senior elite, like they were the it girls, and I just had
Still
that
were.
moment.
They won that year.
They did. We don't have to talk about that. No,
Yeah,
they
I
did.
know, but I mean, I agree. That year, I mean, I was double teaming on Starlights and Stars, and then eventually they just kept me full time on Stars because I was not.
Tired.
But I remember
Yeah.
in NCAA, I was unwell.
Ooh,
I was very sick.
ooh, was that an Arabian onto your
Yeah,
elbows?
we don't
Yeah.
that was traumatizing. I literally like did a Arabian onto my elbow. I was so sick though. I don't even remember. Like that was a full on adrenaline. But I
Yeah.
do agree, 2013, it wasn't even just like a moment in particular. I think it was all the work that it went into it.
Yeah.
I thought all the girls were so nice to me and welcoming, and like the atmosphere once we competed with that new routine and everything we worked.
Yeah. The
It was a great
music.
year.
All right, I'm
And
gonna just
we got
say
new
it.
music. We
I-
got
I'm I'm just gonna say it. I had said to Elaine and Joelle,
we did
I
wing.
thought you guys needed little mix in there.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was actually sitting with Elaine and Joelle at dinner, and they were like, "We need music." This is the NCA after you guys didn't do really well at NCA.
NCA doing a cartwheel on my. They're like,
So
your
I think
daughter goes like,
there was like
she
bigger
good?
fish.
I think I literally after NCA, after we came in, I don't even know, like fourth, I like went to my hotel and was like, I think I
Yeah,
was white. I remember Danielle Belmonte being like, "Are you good?" And he's like, "No."
yeah, because you were double teaming on Starlights then too.
When did I stop?
after that. I think
Oh, was
Elaine
it
and
after
Joel were like, that's
NCA?
it. Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah.
But no, I remember sitting there with them and they're like, we need new music, we need new. And I was like, every time I hear Little Mix, I think of Stars. And that ended up being your
Pyramid.
pyramid song. Yeah. I was like, it just screams shooting stars. So
Good choice, Mom. Now,
yeah,
now you'll live in.
I will lit that is my claim to fame. Now, no cheer mom. It's like I gave them that song. Idea. Idea. I didn't tell them where.
And they
Yeah.
took it and ran with it.
Yeah. No, like if you listen to the words of that song, These Wings Are Made to Fly, it just reminded me of like how you guys were getting better, like each practice, each, competition.
Okay, but the crazy thing is, like, we did practice, so we practiced a lot that year.
Mhm.
But then at the same, there was practices where we would go there. I'm not kidding you, warm up for 20 minutes, do a full out. If we hit, we left.
I was probably
So we
happy.
would no, but we would drive an hour there to do a routine. Like warm
Yeah.
up for 20 minutes. We would do all of our tumbling. I think one run through of stunts if we wanted to, and then it would be full out, and we would leave. I'd be out of there in 30 minutes,
Yeah.
and that was only that year. I don't know what that was like leading up to Worlds. I don't know what we were doing because we never
Yeah,
did
but
that after.
I think you guys were peaking though at the right time.
Yeah, I
You
guess, but it was just insane because then looking down the line, my rest of my Stars career, we did not do that, and I
Yeah.
would. It's fine. My last question is favorite cheerleading routine ever, all time. It doesn't have to be Stars.
Oh my God. Oh, geez. I don't know if I have an actual favorite routine.
That's not true.
No, it
Oh,
really,
come
like,
on, like Brandon Senior Black, 2016. That was incredible. You have to admit that year. Ace Lady Lightning when they came from the corner,
oh
big
yeah,
TLC stunt.
I liked Fashionista,
Have
but
to
I
choose
also like,
routine on this is one question is a non-negotiable.
oh my God, I can't. You know what routine I always used to really love? And I mean, it's so basic and not basic, but like I love the Twinkles routine.
Which one?
Well, I mean, compared to Brandon Senior Black, it's basic, but I loved the Twinkles routine in 2010.
2010. Twinkle 2010. Yes.
I
Boom.
just, I love the music. I love like the choreography.
I
Do you
still know.
remember that?
Oh yeah, rolling with the homies.
Yeah, rolling with the homie. Like it was just
I do love that routine. I don't think that's my favorite routine of all time, but
no, it's no, but I'm saying like if I could think of routines that I love, like I actually really like enjoyed watching because that's still when you have like the little cheer section in the routine too.
oh
So
yeah,
like it's
there's no
yeah,
way to compete with me, but if you could, a twinkle you
I
could.
think you would be.
Oh, would
Wait,
be
no.
twinkle you would be could be.
Oh no, that was that 20
There's no way. Oh no, that was 2011.
that was 2011. 2012 was It's Not a Bird, Not a Plane. It's a super team.
Twinkles.
Twinkles. Yes. I don't know, there's something to the Twinkle like routines that were just kind of like special because you were like little. Like Arden was this like little tiny like pixie throwing
Arden,
doubles.
her little I just remember there was this one video like from 2011. All the comments were like, Arden is so tiny. Oh my god, that little girl was just flipping all around.
Yeah, she was just like a little machine. Like you looked at Arden and she was just incredible to be throwing those. You guys were throwing
Yeah,
the
at
same
her age,
skills.
insane.
Yeah, I mean there are other routines that I liked equally as well, but if you go like age and skill level I don't know. There's something about that routine. Like Katie Bachman did the half out of the corner through to a double.
Yeah, she
Like,
was 10.
yeah.
It's like
I
12.
mean, it was just Mika. I think Mika did a two to double. Did she do a
She
two
did
to double
Arabian
or not?
double. Oh yeah, and a two double. She was
Two to
crazy.
double, and Yeah, like
A legend.
there are just elements in that routine that I thought it was a very well composed routine.
Well, Twinkle's 2010, you heard it here first, is my mom's favorite cheerleading routine of all time.
Oh my God. No, I mean, there's definitely, I do, Dancing with the Stars was iconic. I mean, it was 4, not 3.
Okay, but
That was
there's so many videos of me doing 3.
oh, I know.
There's so many of them. And then I don't know what day it was, but we all decided at like a practice that it was 4. And I was like, oh, throughout the whole year I was doing 3. Yeah, we go. But it was
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
I
I
changed
guess
the world, so it's fine.
yeah, if you're looking at stars routines, I would say I thought Dancing with the Stars, just because it was all original music.
The theme
Um
was it
theme,
worked.
the theme was awesome. I thought like everything about it.
Interactive with the crowd too, which was nice, but it wasn't like so theatrical like Lady Gaga. You know,
Yeah,
if you didn't have any signs or anything, there was no red jacket. It was just literally like we were dancing in stunts. We were like our stunt matched the songs, like the tango, like
yeah,
so it
yeah,
wasn't you didn't need any props in that routine, but you still understood what the theme
yeah,
nowadays in
yes,
cheer and when stars did other themes, you used all these props and stuff. Dancing with the Stars is like, no, we're literally just doing dances within sections. So it was
yeah.
it was fun to do.
I mean, now I know you didn't ask me this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm more of a person that likes like pieces of routines. One of I think the most underrated stunt sequences was the stunt sequence in 2024 for stars. I'm sorry, did I say 2024?
I was like, that routine, I don't think you've ever watched before.
No, okay. Time out.
Have you seen the 2024 Stars routine?
I did actually.
Oh,
I did watch them, but no. Sorry, let me retake that.
2014, yeah, sit back down where you
Yeah, I think, for me, I like pieces of routines. Stunt sequences were always big for me. I think underrated, like
stuff
routine. Yeah, routine. I thought that routine was kind of underrated.
routine.
I like the main, I guess that would be considered the sit back down where you belong. It was just like so like in your face that I thought was like kind of indicative of like a Jersey girl kind of
Yeah, that
routine.
was
And
good.
it was a great sequence. It was a great use of the lyrics and the voiceovers with the actual, stunt positions and the stunts themselves. So body positions, I should say.
I agree with all of that.
Yeah,
That's all the questions I have for today.
that's it.
Yeah, we've been talking for like an hour.
I can talk for.
I know you can. I mean, you can always come back. It could just be you and me talking for hours about old cheerleading days, but
Would you have a list of people that you want on your?
oh yes.
Yeah. Are you gonna dish? I guess spill. You spill the
I
tea.
I don't want to say anything because I A haven't reached out to them and B
Hmm.
I don't have a B. Just A, I haven't reached out to them.
No, that's fair. So have you thought of a name?
No.
Mm.
I mean, we were talking about don't talk about it, be about it, but I
Yeah.
feel like it should be, since we're talking more about OG cheer day, want to kind of tie it in like that. Because I'm not really, I would love to talk more about more up-to-date cheer, but for now, I think I'm leaning towards like old, yeah, just like looking at old routines, how the industry has changed
Um,
aspect of it. And obviously, like maybe down the line, if more people start listening, I could have newer cheerleaders come on. But for now,
yeah.
I don't know anyone in the cheer world, and mostly my knowledge is from years prior. So I'd be inclined to maybe tailor the name to something about maybe OG cheer days or older cheer days. I don't know. Well, we're still working on it. Right now, it will just be something that I come up with while I'm editing. And then I'll change
Well,
it eventually.
please edit me out because I talk a lot.
Oh, don't you worry, you'll be cut out in some section. All right. Well, thanks, Mom. I will see you tomorrow. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. Okay. All right. I hope you enjoyed the video. I am still trying to come up with a name, so if anyone has any ideas for a name for the series, just comment below. And if you have any video ideas that you would like me to do or topics that you would like me to discuss on this new series, again, comment below. Please like and share this video with some of your friends. And I will see you guys next Sunday with a new video. Bye, guys.